Hello everybody. Welcome to lesson 3-4, classification of rigid motions. So our learning target today, we're going to identify different rigid motions used to transform two-dimensional shapes. We will be able to specify a sequence of transformations that will carry a given figure onto another, and we will use geometric descriptions of rigid motions to transform figures. All right, so in addition to the learning target, we're going to talk about this right here. So if we're given this, we can see we have quadrilateral QRST. M and N are transformations, and they're telling us that they are rigid motions. So transformation M, it could be a reflection, a translation, a rotation. Those are the ones we've learned about. That maps QRST onto Q prime, R prime, ST, S prime, and T prime. So some transformation gets us from here to here. That's a rigid motion. And we have another rigid motion. We're just calling it N, but again, N could be a reflection, it could be a translation, it could be a rotation that starts with Q prime, R prime, S prime, T prime, and maps onto Q double prime, R double prime, S double prime, T double prime. So if these two transformations are rigid motions, then the composition of those. So we started with transformation M, so that goes second. I got my open circle to the left, and transformation N, I write first. So what this is saying that if transformation N of what we got from transformation M, which is why we have to do transformation M first. So the composition, so if both transformations are rigid motions, then the composition that would take us from QRST to Q double prime, R double prime, S double prime, T double prime is also a rigid motion. So if you have, so basically, this is a fancy way of saying, if you have two transformations that are rigid motions, and then you do a composition of those, the result will also be a rigid motion. So we will just write that out real quick down below. How about if we put a star by it? The composition of two or more rigid motions is a rigid motion. Remember rigid motion, we've been hearing that throughout this topic. It preserves angle measure and length.